Planning, Economic Development and International Cooperation, Rania Al-Mashat, has held a series of bilateral meetings with international officials on the sidelines of the G20 Development Ministerial Meeting in South Africa. The discussions focused on the outcomes of the G20 meeting and the recent civil conference on financing for development, as well as the future of bilateral economic relations in light of Egypt's national priorities. And the ministry said that in a statement. Al-Mashat met with delegations from France, Canada, Singapore, Spain, Japan, South Africa and Portugal, as well as the heads of several international organizations, including the World Food Programme, the Organizations for Economic Cooperation and Development, the International Fund for Agricultural Development, and the United Nations Industrial Development Organization. During the meetings, the minister discussed the need to restructure the global financial system to overcome development financing challenges, and especially that in developing and emerging economies. And to shed more light on this topic, I'm so delighted to be accompanied over the phone by Dr. Ayman, Ghoniem, the economic expert. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam. How do you do?
I'm good, thank you. Well, Doctor, of course, the main focus, we need to know more about the main focus of the G20 Development Working Group's latest ministerial declaration.
Well, actually, the G20 economic group is an international group that contains the biggest 20 economies in the world. And its meeting also includes a lot of senior government officials from different countries of the world, heads of global financial institutions, representatives from major United Nations agencies. And actually, the Egyptian participation in this meeting, which was actually, it shows our proactive diplomatic and economic engagements with the key international stakeholders and key international groups in the world. So it really shows the activities of the Egyptian economic diplomacy. We all know that Egypt is trying to build strong and stable and balanced relationships between all the different economic groups, all the different major powers of the world, East and West, strong relations, of course, with the Western Hemisphere, the United States, Britain, North America, and Western Europe, and we also have strong relations with the Eastern Hemisphere, including, of course, the BRICS, Russia, China, South Africa, and India. And Egypt participates actively in these economic forums, including, of course, the G20. And presently, the Egyptian Minister of Planning is participating in the Development Ministers meeting in South Africa of the G20. And I believe this is a very important opportunity and one other major event that shows the activities of the Egyptian economic diplomacy and its leading role amongst the countries of the South.
And Doctor, how do you see Egypt contributed to the efforts of financing development in developing countries?
Well, actually, one of the important pillars of the Egyptian economic diplomacy is to source finance with just, and we can say with easy terms and with just terms, to source finance for our economic development, the sustainable development programs, the improvement of our infrastructure. And in this, Egypt speaks on behalf of all the countries of the South for the need of restructuring the whole the whole global financial system. And we've seen the diplomatic effort led by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in this regard, including, of course, his participation in Paris Summit for a charter of international finance. And last but not least, the civil conference on financing for development. And this conference actually it gave very important recommendations regarding the restructuring of global financial system, the need for mobilizing capital for the development and for the sustainability and for the facing of the climate changes, especially in the countries of the South, especially that these countries, South, especially the African countries, it face a lot of challenges, including, of course, having constrained budget deficits, their need for economic reforms, for transition reforms, and the fact that we need to achieve major breakthroughs in the Sustainable Development Goals set by the United Nations Agenda of 2030. So all these efforts, they need a new financial architecture worldwide, and we've seen Egypt has been voicing the countries of the South in this regard and has been calling for the need to restructure, especially the frameworks for assessment deployed by the international financial organizations like the IMF and the World Bank and other financial organizations. Now we've seen that these financial organizations are developing their so-called debt sustainability analysis, which is a new framework that's deployed to assess each country's capacity. Of course, we talk about the countries of the South, each country's capacity to meet its current and future debt obligations. And those financial institutions, they've been trying now to revamp the assessment frameworks and to deploy new methods for financing. We've seen also the debt for development swap program, by which the countries of the north they forego some of their debt in foreign currency in exchange for the debtor countries starting development projects and paying the debt in local currency to these development projects. Actually, we've seen Italy and Egypt have engaged in such programs for around $350 million till now, and Egypt and Germany also they have engaged in a program for around 340 million euros till now. So all these efforts actually they accumulate, and they are accumulative efforts that at the end of the day they participate or they contribute to the economic development of Egypt, and they really show the Egyptian leadership amongst the countries of the South, and that Egypt really, like in the past in the 1950s and 60s, Egypt was a pioneer country in the liberation movement of the South. Now Egypt is adopting the new causes, the new challenges of the South, and is speaking the voice of the South in such areas.
Well, of course, Doctor, there's a lot of economical challenges all around the world right now because of the geopolitical situations that is happening around us. And also Egypt is so keen to be always present in international arena, international venues, and also international institutions. But also, how do you see the cooperation and the coordination between different countries and Egypt, like Mexico, Italy, China, and even more?
Well, actually, the participation of the Egyptian officials in such forums like the G20 gives a very good opportunity for conducting a lot of meetings on the side of such forums and of such meetings. And it's important because all these efforts, as I said, they accumulate together. The importance of Egypt, of course, as one of the pivotal countries in the Middle East, its geopolitical significance, augmented by its active diplomatic role in such meetings and such forums. And regarding the cooperation, Egypt has been conducting a lot of efforts, especially during the last 3 to 4 years. The diplomacy of Egypt has been really active, especially in building a lot of strategic partnerships, either with the European Union as a whole or with different countries in the European Union, and activating these strategic partnerships with other countries like the United States and the BRICS countries. fostering, for example, the initiatives for payment of international trade in local currencies. We've seen the latest decision taken by the President of Russia, President Putin, allowing Egypt to pay the debt of El Taba nuclear facility in ruble, in the local currency of Russia. So it's important for us to cooperate, as I said, with different major stakeholders and major economic powers in the world, and especially that the Egyptian diplomacy is highly respected in this regard, because Egypt built its relationships with different countries on the basis of mutual respect. The quest for peace, trying to effect peace and prosperity, and trying to effect stability, trying to promote stability in different regions, especially, of course, in the Middle East. Egypt is always away from or distance itself from the policy of narrow alliances and from the so-called axial policies. We've seen also that such diplomacy, such stable and balanced diplomacy, has gained the respect of the whole world, and this was really witnessed. The Egyptian participation, especially in the summit on the presidential level, in the summit of G20, BRICS, and other international forums.
Well, Dr. Ayman Ghoniem, thank you so much for your informative call. I had the pleasure to be with Dr. Ayman Ghoniem, the economic expert. I would like to thank you so much for your time. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we came to the end of this episode. Promise we'll be back tomorrow with another colleague. Till then, best regards from me, Shuru Bakir.